All right, let's take a look at some essential network CMD commands for diagnosing and resolving any network issues. Let's open Command Prompt first. Click the search bar, type CMD, and open it. Some of these commands require elevated privileges, so you will need to run CMD as an administrator sometimes. Welcome back. Today's video is a complete network troubleshooting and diagnostic reference using Windows Command Prompt. We're going from the basics that every user should know through the intermediate commands for diagnosing connectivity problems all the way to the advanced commands used by network administrators and IT professionals. The video will include timestamps, so if you're already familiar with some of the commands, you can skip ahead to the ones you don't know. And if you know all the commands, let us know in the comments. I'd love to hear that. Starting with the most fundamental network command, ipconfig. Type ipconfig and press Enter. This displays your current network configuration for every adapter on your system, your IP address, subnet mask, and default gateway for Wi-Fi, Ethernet, and any virtual adapters. The most important values to read: IPv4 address, your local IP address on the network, typically starts with 192.168.x.x or 10.x.x.x on home networks. Default gateway, your router's IP address. This is the address you'd type into a browser to access your router's admin panel. Subnet mask defines the range of your local network. On most home networks, this is 255.255.255.0. 3 essential ipconfig variations. ipconfig/all, the extended version, adds your MAC address, DNS server addresses, DHCP status, and lease information for each adapter. Use this when you need the complete picture. ipconfig/release drops your current DHCP-assigned IP address, disconnecting from the network. ipconfig/renew requests a fresh IP address from your router. Run release followed by renew to reset your IP assignment, the fastest fix for connected but no internet issues where your IP configuration has gone stale. ipconfig/flush DNS clears your DNS cache, fixes website loading issues caused by stale or corrupted DNS entries. If a website worked yesterday but won't load today, flush DNS first. Ping is the most universally used network diagnostic command in existence. It sends small data packets to a destination and measures how long they take to return, testing both connectivity and latency. Ping google.com tests whether you can reach Google's servers and measures round-trip time in milliseconds. Reading the results. Reply from x.x.x.x, successful packet return. The time value in milliseconds is your latency. Request timed out. The destination didn't respond. Could mean the destination is unreachable, blocking ping, or your connection has failed. Practical diagnostic sequence. Ping 8.8.8.8 pings Google's DNS server by IP address. If this works, but ping google.com fails, the problem is DNS resolution, not internet connectivity. Ping google.com tests full DNS resolution plus internet connectivity. Continuous ping, add -t flag. Ping-t google.com pings indefinitely until you press Ctrl-C. Useful for monitoring an unstable connection in real time. nslookup, name server lookup, queries DNS to resolve domain names to IP addresses and diagnose DNS problems. Basic usage. nslookup google.com returns the IP addresses associated with google.com and shows which DNS server provided the answer. What to look for? The server line shows which DNS server your PC is using. The address line below it shows that server's IP. The non-authoritative answer section shows the resolved IP addresses for your queried domain. Multiple addresses are normal. Large sites use many servers. Diagnosing DNS Problems. nslookup space google.com space 8.8.8.8 queries Google's DNS server specifically instead of your default DNS. If this works, but your default DNS fails, your ISP's DNS servers have a problem. Switch to Google DNS 8.8.8.8 or Cloudflare DNS 1.1.1.1 in your network adapter settings. nslookup with no arguments enters interactive mode. Type domain names one by one to resolve them. Type exit to quit. Tracert, trace route, maps the complete path your data takes from your PC to a destination, showing every router hop along the way and how long each one takes. TracertGoogle.com traces the route to Google, displaying each intermediate router, its IP address, and the round-trip time for 3 packets sent to it. Reading Tracert output. Each numbered line is one hop, one router your data passes through. The 3 time values are 3 separate measurements to that hop. Asterisks, 3 asterisks, mean that router didn't respond to the Tracert probe. Common for many routers configured to ignore these packets, not necessarily an error. What Tracert tells you. If the first hop, usually hop 1, your router, times out while later hops respond, there's something unusual about your local network configuration. If hops 1 and 2 respond normally, but everything beyond times out, the problem is at your ISP or beyond. If latency suddenly spikes at a specific hop and stays high for all subsequent hops, that's where the bottleneck is. If it's within your ISP's network, call them. If it's beyond your ISP, it's usually outside anyone's direct control. Tracert/D skips DNS resolution for each hop, making the command run significantly faster when you just need IP addresses. Netstat, Network Statistics, displays all active network connections, listening ports, and network statistics on your machine. Netstat-AN shows all active connections and listening ports with IP addresses and port numbers. The -A flag shows all connections, including listening. -N shows addresses as numbers rather than names for speed. Reading netstat output. Proto, the protocol, TCP or UDP. Local address, your machine's IP and port on this connection. Foreign address, the remote IP and port your machine is connected to. State, connection status. Established means actively connected. Listening means waiting for incoming connections. Time wait means connection is closing. Netstat-B adds the name of the executable responsible for each connection. Shows you exactly which application owns each active network connection, powerful for spotting unexpected outbound connections from unknown processes. Netstat-E displays Ethernet statistics, including bytes sent and received, errors, and discards, useful for spotting network adapter errors. Netstat-R displays the routing table, same as the route print command. Shows how your PC makes routing decisions for different network destinations. ARP, Address Resolution Protocol, displays and manages the ARP cache, which is your PC's table mapping IP addresses to MAC addresses on the local network. ARP-A displays the current ARP cache, shows every device your PC has recently communicated with on the local network listed by IP address with its corresponding MAC address and whether the entry is dynamic, learned automatically, or static, manually configured. Why this matters? The ARP cache tells you which devices are present on your local network without any additional tools. If you're trying to find a device by IP address, ARP-A shows what's been recently communicating. ARP-D deletes all entries from the ARP cache, useful when you're troubleshooting IP conflicts or when a device has changed its IP and old ARP entries are causing connectivity issues. Detecting ARP spoofing. If two different MAC addresses appear for the same IP, or your router's MAC doesn't match its expected value, that's a potential sign of ARP spoofing, a network attack technique, worth investigating if you see unexpected duplicates. NetShell, Network Shell, is a powerful command line tool for viewing and modifying network configuration. This is where system administrators live. Essential NetShell commands. NetShell winsock reset resets the Windows network socket catalog to its default state. The #1 fix for mysterious network failures where you're connected but applications can't reach the internet. Corrupted winsock entries cause exactly this symptom. Requires a restart after running. NetShell int IP reset resets the TCP IP stack to default configuration. Run this alongside winsock reset for a complete network stack reset. NetShell int TCP reset resets TCP-specific settings. Run all three reset commands together for a thorough network stack cleanup. NetShell ADV firewall reset resets Windows Firewall to its factory default configuration. Use when firewall rules have become corrupted or misconfigured and are blocking legitimate traffic. Viewing Wi-Fi information. NetShell WLAN show profiles lists all Wi-Fi networks your PC has previously connected to and saved. NetShell WLAN show profile equals network name, key equals clear. Displays the saved password for a specific Wi-Fi network in plain text. Replace network name with the exact network name from the profiles list. Useful for recovering a forgotten Wi-Fi password from a PC that's currently connected. Route commands manage your PC's routing table, the rules that determine how network traffic gets directed. Route print displays your PC's complete routing table, shows network destinations, net masks, gateways, interfaces, and metrics. This is how your PC decides which path to send traffic for any given destination. Reading the routing table. The 0.0.0.0 destination with a 0.0.0.0 net mask is the default route, where all traffic goes that doesn't match a more specific rule. The gateway column shows your router's IP for this default route. Pathping combines the functionality of ping and tracert into a single comprehensive analysis and goes further than both by measuring packet loss at each hop, not just latency. Pathping.google.com runs a two-phase analysis. First, it maps the route like tracert. Then, it sends 100 packets to each hop and reports the percentage of packets lost at each one. Why pathping is more useful than tracert for diagnosing intermittent problems? A router might respond normally in tracert but show 10% packet loss in pathping, explaining why your connection feels unstable even though it appears to work. Intermittent packet loss at a specific hop is often invisible to tracert but clearly visible in pathping. The downside, pathping is slow. The analysis phase takes several minutes depending on the number of hops. It's not for quick checks, it's for thorough investigation of persistent network problems. Here's a few more advanced netsh commands specifically for Wi-Fi diagnostics. netsh WLAN show interfaces, detailed information about your Wi-Fi adapter's current state, signal strength, connection speed, BSSID, channel, and SSID. useful for diagnosing weak signal issues or confirming which access point you're connected to on a mesh network. netsh WLAN Show Networks lists all Wi-Fi networks currently visible to your adapter, including their signal strength, encryption type, and authentication method, useful for finding nearby networks and comparing signal levels. netsh WLAN Delete Profile Name equals network name removes a saved Wi-Fi profile. Useful when a network's password has changed and Windows keeps trying the old one, or for cleaning up a long list of old saved networks. Here's the complete network reset command sequence that I use when a Windows PC has mysterious connectivity issues that defy other diagnosis. Run these in order, all as administrator. ipconfig/flush DNS clears DNS cache. ipconfig/release releases IP address. ipconfig/renew requests fresh IP. netsh winsock reset resets socket catalog. netsh int IP reset resets TCP stack. netsh int TCP reset resets TCP settings. netsh Advanced Firewall Reset resets firewall rules. Restart your PC after running all of these. This sequence addresses every software-level network problem category simultaneously. If connectivity issues persist after this full reset, the problem is either hardware, the network adapter, router, or cable, or your ISP. From checking your IP address to resetting your entire network stack, these commands give you genuine diagnostic and repair capability that no GUI tool matches. Bookmark this video as a reference for the next time you're troubleshooting a network problem. Drop a comment with the network issue you're dealing with. I'm happy to suggest which command to start with. A like and a subscribe helps the channel, and I post practical Windows guides every day. Thanks for watching.